Last week, the battle in Super V heated up in Marathon. Team Instigator ran strong until their luck ran out. Your winner in Super V, number 15, FountainRacing.com. What a job. In Super Stock, the Hulk tried to hunt down a newcomer. Look how close they are, still racing frenzy as the crowds scream as they go by. The battle continues in Sarasota, Florida, next on OLN. Welcome to the 21st running of the Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix, presented by Fountain. Hi, everybody. I'm Stan Lane, and welcome to beautiful Sarasota, Florida. This is stop number 4 of the 2005 SBI season. You could not ask for any more. We've got great weather. We have a record number of boats that have made the trek here from all over the world, and we're seeing some nonstop action, and the racing hadn't even started. Speaking of that action, my co-host Amy Simons in the dry pits. Amy, what's going on over there?
Thanks, Dan. I am in the epicenter of the action. The festivities have been going on all week here. A golf tournament, fishing tournament, concerts, a parade, food, drinks, and it all benefits the Suncoast Foundation for Handicapped Children. This is the 21st year for the Offshore Grand Prix. This city stand should be very proud.
Oh, there's always nonstop action all weekend long with SBI Offshore. We'll check back with Amy all throughout the show. Right now, you know, this year they've shortened the course. It was 13.4 miles. They've shortened it. They've added laps to make it more fan conducive. The boats will be coming around a lot more and a lot closer, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's check out that course. It is a 6.4 mile course, but we've got some huge sea conditions today in Sarasota. 4 to 6 foot seas and very, very gusty winds at 25 miles per hour. Huge crowds on hand this weekend. Now, we had 2 races. We're going to go back and take a look at the first one, but I caught up with Brett Firstman, who did double duty this weekend earlier. Stand in front of 2 boats in 2 different classes because you, my friend, are doing double duty this weekend. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, Darren and I got this Cat 30 AMT. The Miccosukee boat's going to run in P3, and then we're going to jump in this with Troy, my normal throttle man, and run Super V and hopefully have a good day.
You've got a big day ahead. This boat, Miccosukee and Super V, you're second in points, so it's very, very close. The season halfway over.
Yeah, we're trailing Rodriguez, and hopefully with a win today, there's 11 boats in the class. It can really jumble up the points, so we're looking for a good race tomorrow.
Darren, welcome to Superboat International. It's going to be a little bit rougher out there than usual, about 2 to 3s, I'm being told.
Yeah, we went out yesterday, tested for a little while, and it was a little tricky out there.
Yes, indeed. The seas have built up dramatically since that interview. As we take a look at our lineups, you see the boats milling in their counterclockwise circles. They are off plane. 60 of the biggest and fastest race boats in the world have made the trek here to Sarasota. These will be the catamarans, the outboard powered boats, and the production boats. Everybody looking forward to those fast fountain boats coming up at our next race. And we have a start now. These are the catamarans. They're capable of speeds of 115 plus miles per hour. You see them tightly bunched, trying to find some clean water, and the boats already are taking a big ride attitude as they hit those rollers off the Sarasota course. I'm being joined now by race chairman and chief referee Kevin Brown. Kevin, nice to have you along as we check out the start of the production boats. Now, these smaller boats are just like the boats you can go into your factory and buy off the showroom floor.
Yeah, we're really excited to have all the different classes of boats here this year, and these rough waters is really going to add a little flavor to this new course.
Flavor indeed as we look at our bow cam. Looking back on towards the stern of this 27-foot Warlock, and they are taking a pounding already. Here's your battle for first place. Leading the way is Team Hulk. And Kevin, this is the halfway point of the race course last year. They got a very tight turn this year.
Yeah, this first turn is unexpected for these guys. They're used to going all the way down another mile or so and making a lazy turn. This is a real sharp back turn to the left.
Navigation will definitely be critical here. As you see the turn right there, very good shot of it. That's first place right now, manufacturer P4 Team Nesquik AMF. Big 38-foot boat there.
Go, give me the run. Let's go, man. Come on.
You hear the join back and forth now. They've got a driver, throttle man, and a navigator on there. And Kevin, they need a navigator today.
Yeah, they're going to have to be paying attention, not only where they're going, but also the traffic. Back
on board now, P411, Kane University. These guys are seated. At the last boat, we just saw the 38-foot boat. They were standing up in those offshore-style bolsters. Here's your third place, P433, an older fountain hull. All these fountain hulls are so fast. This was an older one, does not have the steps. What exactly do the steps do, Kevin? Well, that steps gives it Reggie will tell you that it gives an aerated, faster ride for these boats. But in this water, it's so rough that they're going to need the benefit of the V bottom. And here's fifth place in P4, P442, Pump It. These guys are pumping the throttle sticks. You can see them seesawing back and forth in a great battle for first place in production 5. Look at this side-by-side, deck-to-deck, bow-to-bow. And just eking out a little bit of a lead now is Great Adventure P51 over P510. That's that Joker boat. Whoa! Took some big air there. And currently, fifth place in Superboat stock is S1 Mape. They've lost quite a bit of ground now. And S31, the Hulk, currently sixth place. He was first. He went all the way back. Must have had a problem, Kevin. Well, it could have been a navigational problem or a mechanical problem. We don't know at this point. With that, we certainly do not. But they definitely lost a lot of ground. They'll have to make that up if they want to compete here in Sarasota. Those super fast fountain V-bottoms, Super Vs, are getting in the water now. They're making some last-minute adjustments. They'll be headed out for our second race of the day. Also, these Super V limited boats, the single-engine V-bottoms. Can't wait for that. We'll have highlights of round number 1 and our next race right after this. The Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix is brought to you by Fountain Powerboats, because there is a difference. By Lucas Oil, high-performance products. By Featherlight Trailers, the official trailer of SBI. And by the Suncoast Foundation for the Handicapped. Welcome back to the Sarasota Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix presented by Fountain. Just before race time, we caught up with Team Showtime and Supercat. You guys doing some last-minute adjustments?
Yeah, the last minute stand looks like it blew up a little bit rougher than we thought, so we're going down one pit size in the prop.
Big Mark, CMS Castaways looked a little worried when you guys pulled in.
Yeah, I think we can take them here. We took them in Fort Lauderdale. It looks like all water out there. I think we can take them in Sarasota.
Now, those guys love that big water, and they're going to have all they can handle today. I'll let you guys get back to work as the racers make their way out to the course. Let's get back to race number 1. Look at those great crowds. Kevin, you got to be proud of these crowds here. Yeah, those crowds are great, and these people were worried about getting a spot to see the race this year because the race course was made smaller, so we're happy they all found a spot to get on the beach. Well, the good thing with the race course being shorter, they're going around more laps, so they'll see the boats more often. That's what they love here at SBI, and they're seeing all kinds of great action right now as we look at Deep B Catamarans, that 32-foot LA Marine hull. Second in the points race so far this year is S1 Mape, but they are currently 5th place in the race right now as we speak. Here's your battle for first place in production for Team Nesquik, followed very closely by that Conrad Fountain. Nesquik having a great year.
We're leading in points. It's going to be a great race. Sarasota's a great place. People are very nice, and with the help of Team AMF Offshore, we can't lose.
Kevin, I must say, this is one of the fan favorite venues and also one of the favorite venues of the racers each and every time we come here.
Well, we're proud of the city, and we're proud of what the racers do when they come here. They've been very generous to the charity, and everybody loves this race for that reason.
Not to mention the non-stop action as these boats are pounding, slicing, dicing their way through these big waters off of Sarasota today. Speaking of jumping around, here's your battle for 4th place. Factory 1 and Production 4 bunched up together. These are the smaller boats in the fleet, Kevin. I tell you what, they are all over the place.
Boy, look at them jumping in and out of that water. It doesn't look that rough from this vantage point, but down on the water, look at this shot.
We're back on board P411, Kane University. You see the tremendous torque the body takes is bouncing back and forth. Here's a little small boat. This boat's only 26 feet in length, P43 Lulus.
They're taking a pounding out there today.
6th place, Manufactured Production 4, P442, Pump It. They got to make some time out. Look at this battle for first place. In Production 5, Great Adventure and Joker still side by side. They are very close to each other. Nobody giving an inch. And look at those rough water conditions. The boats are bouncing all over the place. Wow, doesn't get any better than that.
That's true definition of deck-to-deck racing right there, Stan.
It certainly is. Third place is P5 Crazy Chicken. They are taking a rough ride as well, as are these guys. Here's a battle for fourth place in Production 5. It's between Team Gallagher P599 and P580 David Bryan Rick's Formula. P512 Kane University, little 24-foot Pantera boat. They're currently 6th place in these big waters. And P514 Carrabba's 7th place in P5. You know, we've talked about the rough waters all day long. Here's a clue of how rough it is. Watch this. P518, right of your screen, Shogun trips, launches, and stuffs, goes completely under the water. The guys were not hurt, but their race day, Kevin, was over.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a real lucky stroke of luck that those guys didn't get hurt with that open canopy boat going down that far. That's a rough corner up there, and look at TKO's taking that a lot slower this time around.
They certainly are. Second place in Factory 1 F156 Velocity VR1 open cockpit configuration, as is this boat, F112 Venom Team Extreme. They're third place in Factory 1. Oh my, sounds like Lavycraft just had a mechanical problem there. Oh yeah, they're coming off plane, Kevin. They have either blown a drive or lost an engine. That's a shame. They are out of the race. That's F111 Lavycraft. They came towed all the way from California.
Yeah, those guys are tough competitors. That's a shame.
Making their way around turn number 3. Check this out. S1 Matt Pay in a battle for first place. Well, he has made up some tremendous ground here. These guys are really letting it all hang out. Gary Ballou and Mike Magis from Dania Beach doing a great job. Can they hold on? That remains to be seen. Boy, look at the Hulk on the right side of your screen. He's not going to let the points go without a big fight.
We got 4 races under our belt now, and we're in the lead in the points race by about 200 points. Maypie's right on our tail, and it's going to be an exciting season.
Doug, you guys have made a habit all year long of putting this boat on the ragged edge. That's why the fans like this boat so much.
Yeah, we run it really hard, Stan. This boat's really incredible. It handles unbelievable, but we run it really hard, and we try to keep it out in front.
Well, our good friend Reggie Fountain's getting ready. His Super Vs are making their way out to the milling area as we speak.
Reggie, our 21st year here at Sarasota, great venue, and I know it's a venue that you want your fountain boats to shine.
Yeah, we've been here for many years, just like you said, and I used to race it here myself every year, and I think we've got 7 of our boats here, and we want them to do well because they're out there giving us a lot of putback on how to make our boats safer, faster, smoother, and more dependable, and that's what it's all about.
Super V class gets bigger and better each and every race, every single year, and I know fountain power boats are a very big part of that.
Well, we want to be because it's the largest class here, and V-bottoms are the largest by far percentage of boats in the world, probably 95% of them. So we want to promote that class. That promotes our business, our fish boats, our sports boats, and our cruisers all work off the V-bottom hulls, and they all work off the same basic technology that all of the racing boats you're going to see today works off of.
And we're looking forward to that indeed. They'll be coming up shortly. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. It's the Sarasota Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix presented by Fountain. Let's check in with Amy in the pits.
Well, not only is there a lot of horsepower in the water, there's also a lot of horsepower here in the dry pits this weekend. There are over 200 classic and antique cars here to join the rest of the festivities. And Stan, this one looks a little familiar.
Well, I should hope it's... Don't touch my car! Oh my, she's gonna put her fingerprints in my car, Kevin. You know what? How about you and me having a match race, a drag race? You and your 67 Corvette and me and my 66 Cobra. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. We'll take it out there and try it, but I think you better bring some more horses with you.
Well, horsepower is king here in Sarasota. Look at those record-setting crowds. The beach is packed wall to wall. Look at the tremendous spectator fleet out there. Could not ask for any more. Oh my goodness, couldn't ask for any more in this battle here. Superboat stock battle for first place. The Hulk has made their way up. Mape needs this win to take the points lead. Will they get it?
We've had a lot of sun shining on us the last few years. I guess it's our turn for a little rain. We've had some bad luck, a lot of breaks, a lot of misfortune this year, but not far behind. We got enough time. We hope we get some good luck this weekend and set everything up right, do well, come out with the first place.
Well, you have to finish to win. Right now, they are in first place, as is this team, F110. They are first place in Factory 1, little 27-foot activator hull from the New York area. Here's your second place, Factory 1, trying to reel them in, run them down. This is the Velocity F156. One of the few boats, Kevin, without steps on the bottom.
Yeah, that Velocity boats don't have any steps, and that was a Sarasota team. We've got a few Sarasota teams in the race today.
But you have to remain neutral, my friend. Don't forget that. Wow, what a battle for first place in production 4. Mikasuki and that cat coming up on Team AMF Nesquik. Oh.
And Mikasuki's on the left. I see him. You're good on the out.
Yeah, they're all over him trying to make a pass now. Will they do it? That V-bottom getting a lot of bouncing right, there.
Be careful, get wide, get wide, get wide, get wide. Easy.
Boy, Kevin, there's never a dull moment inside those race boats, is it?
Well, I tell you, it takes everybody's concentration in that boat to make things happen the way you want them to happen.
Oh, look what has happened to Matt Pay on the last lap of the race. They are out of it. They got a broken motor hanging off the transom. Oh, they have to be just sick. Look at that damage there. These big waters are claiming the boats, Kevin. Here is the Hulk coming in for the checkered flag. This could be the biggest comeback in SBI history. They went from 6th place to 1st place. What a job for S31, the Hulk winners in Superboat stock. Great job.
Just goes to show you got to finish to win.
Boy, you certainly do. They got to be high-fiving right now. Here, look at the battle now, coming down to the checkered flag in production 4. It's going to be Mikasuki just by about a boat length over Team Nesquik AMF. Manufacturing production 4 winner of Mikasuki Indian Gaming P430. Wow. Talk about great finishes, Kevin. On the last laps, these boats are getting passed. They timed it perfectly. And here's your winner in P5, Great Adventure. They had an adventure today here in Sarasota. That's an old 30-foot Sutphin boat, but it still runs very, very well.
Yeah, that's a great boat for this type of water, this heavy, rough water, the V-bottom boat.
And Bill Gazelle, of course, on board that boat. He's been racing for decades. And your winner in Factory 1, Team TKO, are coming home in first place. Just tremendous action in our first race of the day here in Sarasota. But Kevin, this is nothing compared when those big V-bottoms get out there and the big cats. Can't wait. Here's how it all played out. These are your winners. As we said, production 5 had many boats, but it was Great Adventure on top when the spray settled.
I've been racing a lot of years, and this boat takes the rough water and really goes fast.
In production 4, it was P430 Mikasuki Indian Gaming. Great job. Didn't have a chance to talk to Brett because he had to go jump in that 38-foot fountain boat in the Super V. And here's your F110 Team TKO. They are victorious. Proudly in the Factory 1 winner circle, Team TKO. You guys, all the small boats, took a pounding today. How was it out there?
It was rough. It was a lot bigger water than was expected. And it's just tough in a little boat like this. But we ran and held in there, and everything stayed together. Looks like we came out and on top.
That you certainly did. Let's take a look at Superboat stock on top of the heap. S31, the Hulk. Your super stock winners. It was a hard-fought battle. I know you guys were tired. The Hulk team, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Stan. It was a hard race. It was a tough race. Let me tell you, it was really challenging. We had a problem at first. We started at last place, and we reeled everybody in and finally wound up in first place. It was a real challenge for me, both me and Rob.
Well, the races are in the milling area for our second race. These are the biggest and fastest race boats in the world. Superboat Unlimited, Super Cat, Super V Limited, Factory 2, and the production boats. We have bow cameras, stern cameras. It's going to be tremendously awesome competition. And we have orange smoke, and we'll be back with that race right after this. Welcome back. It's the Suncoast Superboat Offshore Grand Prix presented by Fountain. We've talked all day about the tremendous crowds. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. I caught up with the points leaders in Super V just before race time.
In Super V, I'm here with the French Connection. You guys are leading the way in Super V, and that is some tall order.
Yeah, we're still leading the championship now, and of course our target is to continue in this way, so we'll do everything today to keep the lead.
A lot of fountains, a couple of phantoms are all trying to chase you guys down. Can you keep the lead?
What are you talking about? The boat we always see in the mirror? I haven't seen them today. Even testing, they were not there. And hopefully it's going to be rough outside, which is good for us, you know, how we like it. And we have a good lead, so we got to make sure we go all the race and we finish the race. Even if we're not in front, we just got to keep the points.
Well, Kevin, the Frenchmen are very, very confident.
Yes, they are. They're not worried about this tall water at all.
Well, they're in one of those very, very fast 38-foot fountain hulls, so they have plenty to be confident about. As we look at our lineups, the boats are still in their milling circles. The orange smoke has been displayed, so this race will start just momentarily. These Super Vs, Kevin, tell us about them, the power and the drive systems.
Well, Super Vs consist of 525 horsepower Mercury engines in either a Bravo outdrive or a number 6 Mercury outdrive.
Jumping on board Mikosuke, Brett Firstman, he jumped from the other catamaran Mikosuke to this boat, and they're getting up on plane now behind the pace boat with John Carbonell on board. This is our stern cam, P23 DF Young. This is a 42-foot fountain boat, very, very fast. And here's one of the big cats, War Painter, brand new boat, but it's not really brand new because it's an older hull.
Yeah, this boat's been around for a while, but they've got new graphics on it, a new team, and we're excited to have them here.
They're getting on plane.
They're getting on plane. The words from Kirk Berger and Bob Vesper on board War Paint. On plane indeed. They'll form a straight line, get up to roughly 60, 70 miles per hour, and then the green flag will fly. You see that this class, this Super V class, the cream of the crop, just dominated by these fountain hulls, Kevin.
Well, this is a beautiful start. Look at the rooster tails coming off these boats, and a Sarasota team is out front. The muscle.
Yeah, the muscle. Dave Branch, Diamond Dave, and Dr. Bruce Kruglig in that sinister-looking, totally black 38-foot fountain. We'll jump on board a larger fountain, 42-foot fountain, brand new out of the box, 22 Instigator. Instigator and Mikosuke now battling out for second place, trying to run down Muscle. We're on board Mikosuke. Driver on the right, throttle man on the left. And Mikosuke now passing up Team Muscle, and they have taken the lead. Boy, Brett Firstman, can you imagine if he wins checkered flags in 2 classes? He'll be ecstatic.
That would be a great day for him, but you know, look at he's got a long way to go before he's going to claim a checkered flag in that class.
Here's our second start of the day. These are the big cats, Superboat Unlimited and Super Cat. We're on board one of those Super Cats, CMS Castaway. Mitch Miller and Bob Bull on board this boat. State-of-the-art MTI cat. And now here is our bow cam looking back, number 69 Showtime. This is a 36-foot skater cat. Boy, you see the white caps, Kevin. I think it's getting rougher as the race progresses.
It does look like the water is picking up. Of course, the starts themselves are going to create some boat wakes.
Our leader so far in Super Cat, number 3, CMS Castaway. Now these catamarans pack the air, Kevin. It gives them a much softer ride than the V-bottoms that slice through the waves.
Well, and that could work for you or against you, and you got to be careful not to kite these and fly them over, and it's not necessarily a great thing in rough water.
Yeah, these guys love to fly that boat, that Showtime boat. They let it all hang out. And here's our third start of the day. These are the production boats, but these boats are capable of speed. Some of them are 100 miles per hour. Now, production classes, Kevin, are kind of like drag racing, bracket racing. Explain that to our fans.
Well, yes, basically the boat, the way the engine and drives are set up, we do a mathematical calculation and place them within a speed bracket, and that's what class they run in.
And if they break out, they are disqualified, correct?
That's correct. And if they break out by more than a mile an hour, they have to move up to the next class for the following race.
But these boats, these Super Vs, these fountain hulls that dominate this class, they can go as fast as they possibly can. Let's put a GPS on them. Even in these 4-foot-plus seas, we're seeing speeds of 106.2 miles per hour. That is very impressive.
Look at that, bouncing through the water. That's a beautiful sight.
Back on board now, Mikosuke, you see, oh, they went right through the rooster tail. They're cutting this corner sharp. Look at it, they're taking a lot of water, Kevin.
Look at that, right through the dashboard.
He thought he could take the inside lane, but he got behind that rooster tail and thought better of it. Went back on the outside, trying to maintain the RPMs and do a slingshot around the wide part of that turn now. These motors do not like to ingest salt water.
No, we try to stress that these guys maintain their lanes in the turns, but it's tough to see out of these boats sometimes in the corners, and all this adrenaline's flowing, and anything can happen.
Good point. Second place in Super Cat. This boat right here, it's showtime. You hear the motors, the sound of the motor. They come off the throttle sticks when they leave the water. Now, why is that?
Well, when they unweight those props, they don't want the motors to over rev, and if they're wide open, they hit back in and weight back up. It could cause damage to the drives, brake drives, lose props, and damage the engine.
Now here is your, I would call this the prop cam.
I would say that's a wet cam.
Wow. You see the water being churned up behind What's Up. Look at your battle for first place in Super V. It's Rio Rose's Fountain Racing. David Knight and Mike Seabold on board this Fountain hull. Well, that boat's got perfect right attitude, even in these big waters, Kevin.
That's an awesome shot of that boat coming out of that turn. That's exactly how a boat's supposed to run through the water.
You want to fly these boats as flat as you can. The nose up attitude, the bow high does not get it anymore. In the old days, that's the way they ran them. But these fountain boats with these double steps, these notched transoms, and the pad bottom, they just go so flat through the water. It's amazing. Fourth place, they've lost a little bit of ground, is Team Instigator. This is a 42-foot fountain boat. And sixth place in Super V is number 44, Team Taboo, another brand new boat. Now, this boat has some unique drives. These are, I think, Arneson surface drives, are they not?
Yeah, they're trying a new style of drive, the Arneson surface drives, and they're having some success with it.
One of the non-fountains in the Super V fleet, but they're way back in ninth place, is Lucas Oil. Very, very unique boat, cut down very, very low. Here's your leader in Super V Limited, number 23, Hometown Mortgage. These little boats, these 29, 30-foot Super V Limited boats, they really take some big, big air.
Yeah, those drivers and throttlemen in that boat are sitting down, and they're taking a true beating in that boat.
And those boats have a real narrow beam, too. Let's take a look one more time at our leader, current leader in Super V, number 15, Rio Rose's Fountain Racing. State-of-the-art boat. I'm being told now by race control that Rodriguez has dropped out of the race, apparently had some mechanical problems.
That's going to shift the points around.
Certainly will. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back. It's the 21st annual Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix presented by Fountain. I'm Stan Lane along with Kevin Brown. Thanks for being here with us on OLN. When SBI comes to town, the city knows it. What a parade we had in your fair town, Kevin. We loved it.
Well, I think the whole city turned out for this parade this year. Boy, we had the streets were lined for miles.
And I must say, you've got some very, very good-looking people in this town. Oh, the girls are on the boats, dancing, throwing out beads, having a great time. Hello, ladies. And hello, Diamond Dave, one of your native sons as well.
Yeah, Dave is a colorful character.
Always have a tremendous time when we come to Sarasota, not only on the beautiful white sand beaches, but the parades, the bikini contest. It's nonstop, as is this battle. This battle is nonstop as well. It's for bragging rights. It's for first place in Super V. Right now, on the transom of Rio Rose's Fountain Racing is Mika Suki. We'll jump on board that boat as they try to hunt down Mr. David Knight and Mike Seabold. Here's your third place boat. Just saw him wave at the camera. He's not waving now. His hands are full of throttle and steering wheel inside this boat. It's Team Muscle. They won here last year. And Instigator getting this brand new boat dialed in.
We've been having a little problem getting the thing to finish a race. We get it to run now, and we still can't finish. So hopefully, since we sunk here last year in Sarasota, maybe we could turn it around this year and do good in Sarasota.
One thing, Kevin, you don't want to do is sink in Sarasota.
I thought I was going to have to penalize him for being overweight last year. He was so full of water.
Sixth place, number 44, Team Taboo, another brand new fountain boat. Bill Mazzoni, Craig Wilson on board. And seventh place is CMS Castaway, sister ship to the Catamaran. This is a V-bottom. It's a phantom hull. And eighth place in Super V, number 11, Joe Boxer. This is an older style fountain hull. Tell us about this boat.
Well, that's an older boat, as you mentioned, but that's a Sarasota crew. Dr. Bill McComb is running that boat, so we're glad he's out here racing with us.
And our leader still in Super Cat, showing their transom to showtime, is this boat, CMS Castaway. Bob Bull does a great job in there with Mitch Miller. Mitch Miller actually had some health problems in this boat at the World Championships last year in Key West, but he's back in the boat and doing great. He loves racing. as do these guys. We just talked about them. Let's jump on their bow now. Look back towards the cockpit. Number 69, Showtime. Some boats in different classes now. On the inside is that Apache cat we talked about. On the outside, CMS Castaway, the V-bottom in Super V. Warpaint's a good-looking boat. It's about what, about 15 years old?
Yeah, it's an older boat. As you can see how slow he had to come down on his speed to get around that corner because these waves are so unpredictable in the turns.
Yeah, you do not want to trip a chine and stuff the boat like Shogun did earlier. Our leader still in Super V Limited is Hometown Mortgage. We talked about these boats earlier. They have the single big block Chevrolet inboard motors in them. He's number 23. Here, second place, trying to run him down is number 1, Extreme Vortec. They're having a good run today, as are these guys. Their leader in P2. What's up, some of those Jersey boys?
We're just here to really have a great time. Everybody gets competitive with the points thing and what class you're in, and we're just down here to light this thing up and go have some fun.
You've talked about getting a new hull, but this boat is so successful and has been for so many years. I know it's hard to give it up.
Yeah, it's true. We've had a lot of people ask us what we're going to do with the boat once we move up to the next class. We were going to retire it. John Hagen here from AMF has decided we weren't going to do that, so we're going to go ahead and race it in the P class years to come, and we'll run the Super V in the second race wherever there's a 2-race forum.
That seems to be the going trend these days. Pollo Tropical out of the race, and look at the size of those waves. Huge.
Yeah, that boat off plane, it should gives you a good perspective of how tall the waves are.
Rio Roses leading the way with a brand new driver.
It's going to be interesting this weekend. Usually I'm racing against David, not with him, but we should have a good ride this weekend. David always runs good. The boat, always runs up well, so I'm looking forward to the ride.
Well, of course, that Seabull family, no stranger to boat racing. They had a great career in the tunnel boat races as well, Kevin, as you know.
Well, when you look up competitor in the dictionary, there's a picture of that Seabull family right there.
Well, when you look up competitive boats, there's probably a picture of this fountain hull or any number of fountain hulls. They are so competitive. They have just dominated Super V class as we jump on board Instigator. And speaking of those fountain hulls, at our last race in Fort Lauderdale, we started a special feature on fountain boats called Bow to Stern. We had the R&D, research and development. This week we're going to see the lamination and mating. That's where they mate the deck to the hull. Very, very interesting feature. And of course we have David Knight telling us all about it, and looking forward to that.
Stan, this is our lamination area. This is the area where the boat is actually given birth. This is the molds, the lamination composite, the vinyl ester resin composite, and the foam core is actually rolled into the molds, and this is where the molds then come out as a part and become a boat. After the part is laminated, the part is pulled and it goes on a dolly. You have a hull part and a deck part. The deck area that comes from the lamination part and the hull area actually come together to form and start what ends up being a model of a boat. This is an engineering-driven manufacturing operation. Now that's quite unique in the boating industry, but what that means that the engineers have to actually document every process of manufacturing, every step, by pictures and by text, and the required training curricula to ensure that these boats are being manufactured consistently and the highest quality available in our industrial manufacturing processes globally.
Very, very interesting indeed, and when it's all put together, it looks just like that, going about 112 miles per hour as we look at Rio Roses. Truly phenomenal. We'll be back with more racing right after this on OLN. Welcome back. It's the Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix, presented by Fountain Powerboats. We had a wonderful time. We talked about it earlier. Kevin, you really know how to throw some parties. You have live bands, but it's all about raising money for the kids.
Yeah, we've got a week-long event with several functions, and this happens to be the driver's sponsor party on Friday night. And hopefully we're going to raise about $130,000 to $40,000 with this year's event, and it'll all go to building facilities for handicapped children.
Oh, that's great. That's just what we like here at SBI. Our new leader in Super V, number 30, Mikasuki Indian Gaming. But look on the inside, number 22, Instigators coming up very, very strong. A 38-foot fountain and a 42-foot fountain on his transom. You know what, Kevin? I was just wondering, Rio Roses has dropped out of the race. Let's get a headphone on Reggie Fountain. I'm told he's down there on the docks with Rio Roses. Reggie, can you hear me? What happened to Rio Roses Fountain Racing?
Stan, it looks like the couple broke between the drive and the engines, but we are still okay because Team Fountain boats are still up front, and we're happy with that.
All right, thank you very much, Reggie. That's a shame for Rio Roses, but these two fountains are really doing a great job. Instigator now has really found some speed. Speaking of speed, CMS Castaway has dropped off a little bit with the water getting bigger, but this cat, Kevin, can go 120 any day of the week.
Well, yeah, them and Showtime have been neck to neck here. I don't see Showtime right this moment, but I'm sure they're in the vicinity somewhere.
Right now, we're looking over the left shoulder of the driver's seat.
There they are.
They're the Showtime right there. They're still second place, have been since the green flag was raised. They got to find some more speed as the laps wind down now. You know, it's all about prop selection.
You really have to know your boat and know the sea conditions before you get it, because, of course, once you put your props on and get in the water, there's no changing them.
We're on board now, number 69. Showtime, it just took some big air. Wow. We said they had to make some speed up. They're doing everything they can to make that speed up. They are letting it all hang out in the ragged edge.
I smell something. You think that's us, Bob? Yeah, we got smoke.
Uh-oh.
Yeah? All right. Yeah.
Now, this is not Showtime. We're on board Warpaint now.
Inside? Yeah.
They smell smoke. That is definitely a problem. They pull to the inside of the track. Meanwhile, we'll check out our leader in Super V Limited, still Hometown Mortgage. They've led so far wire to wire. They're just bouncing this boat all the way around the course, seeing speeds of 90-plus miles per hour today. Here's your battle in Factory 2. Two identical Donzi hulls. They haven't talked about this hull all day long, but they are in Factory 2 having a great battle side by side. Two sister ships, Talking Tools, closest to us, husband and wife duo. The Rosses on board F246. Now, describe these cockpit canopies, Kevin.
Well, those are the three-quarter canopies, and basically they're intended to deflect the water off the bow of the boat, as we saw that stuff earlier with Shogun. So they're definitely, you know, a help in that situation, but they're certainly not as effective as the full canopy like on the Fountain Super Vs as you're seeing right here.
It's all about safety, indeed. Battle for first place while we're away. Mikasuki has passed Instigator. Again, it's seesaw back and forth. The 38 Fountain now showing his transom to the 42-foot Fountain. Brett Firstman on board Mikasuki Indian Game number 30. Laps are winding down now. They can almost, Kevin, smell the checkered flags.
Well, I can tell you they know that Rodriguez is not around, so that's really adding some punch to their throttle right here.
Not only that, it's going to mix up the points. Shuffle them around. Wow. Getting interesting. We'll be back with the finish of this race here in Sarasota right after this. The Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix has been brought to you by Fountain Powerboats, because there is a difference. By Lucas Oil High Performance Products. By Featherlight Coaches, the official coach of SBI. And by the Suncoast Foundation for the Handicapped. I'm Stan Lane along with Kevin Brown. Thanks for being here with us on OLN. Kevin, the final laps are underway. These people are all standing on the beach. They've gotten out of their chairs because this is truly going to be exciting.
Well, I think they got their money's worth. What do we got going here, Stan?
Well, during the break, I'm being told by race control that Showtime launched, tripped, and stuffed the boat, but both driver and throttle man are A-OK, so that's a good thing. But that puts these guys clearly in the lead now, as they have been. They don't even have to worry about looking over their shoulder. And Warpaint, they smelled smoke earlier. They are also out of the race, but no fire, and they're okay as well. So that's always good to know. Of course, our SBI safety crews are right on top, hovering over there. Oh, the battle continues for first place in Super V. Mikasuki on your right. Instigator coming up hard on the inside now. Going to make a turn now. They're bouncing pretty hot and heavy now. It looks like Instigator had to make a correction there in their line, and that cost them a little bit of space there. Kevin, what do you think happened?
Well, that number 1 turn's a tight turn, as we talked about earlier, and he was too far inside and had to make a correction.
Boy, Mikasuki just sliding that boat. Oh, Extreme Vortec out of the race as well in Super V Limited. It's the final lap for this boat. They have led it wire to wire. Number 23, Hometown Mortgage. Can they hold it together? Oh, you could not ask for anything tighter than this battle for first place in Factory 2. Talking Tools on the right and Team Fisher on the left, currently first place in points in Factory 2. Who's going to take the checkered flag today here in Sarasota? It's still up for grabs.
Those are some awesome shots coming off that corner, aren't they?
These guys are really floating and flying this boat around the course, have been doing so all day. CMS Castaway, they are your Super Cat winners. What a job for CMS Castaway, Mitch Miller and Bob Bull. And streaming down the checkered flag, your Super V winner, number 30, Mikasuki Indian Gaming. They've got to be happy. Brett Firstman, 2 for 2, Kevin.
I'll tell you what, that's an awesome display of driving today by that guy. He was in there, he took a beating all day. I'm glad he hung in there.
I want to invite you to log on to superboat.com for all your SBI information, show schedules, race team info, points, battles, and join us every Sunday at 4 and Thursdays at 6, right here on OLN. Next stop for SBI will, of course, Dania Beach, Florida, and then it's on to Washington, North Carolina.
Pete, the 21st annual Offshore Grand Prix here on the beautiful Suncoast. Another great success. Thanks, and a great part to you and your staff.
This is the best year ever. We had 4,000 people come through here yesterday, and for the last 10 days, it's been the biggest event that we've had here in Sarasota, Florida. So, you know, hats off to Lucy Nicandri. I don't know if you've met Lucy, but we've just had a sensational week, and all the money goes to our organization to support handicapped children. So we're very pleased about that.
And Stan, over $7 million worth of facilities have been constructed from the proceeds from this event over the last 21 years.
Wow, that's just wonderful. Let's go down to the winners at the docks.
Winners in Production 3, Marine Tech. You guys took a beating out there, but you brought it home.
Yes, we did. It's our first win of the year. We've been leading national points most of the year, and this solidifies that we're there for good.
And your P2 winners.
Was running today. We raced against What's Up. He's from our town, they're Jersey boys, and we taught him a lesson today. I don't know how we're going to do it Dana Beach, but we got him today.
And in Factory 2 is Talking Tools.
It was our kind of water, and we had fun today. We had great competition, and the people here in town are spectacular. Lots of spectators. It was just a great day.
And a flawless run for a Hometown Mortgage.
Thank our sponsor, Hometown Mortgage, all our crew. They all helped us real good, a whole lot this week, get this boat ready. This boat hadn't raced the whole year, and we got together at the last minute and raced, and it came out in our favor, so we're real happy.
Boy, super exciting finish in Super V. It's number 30, Mikasuki Indian Gaming on top in that 38-foot fountain, and your points leader in last place.
Talk about a red letter day, and they got their red shirts on to prove it. I tell you what, you guys had a wonderful day. You won in P4, you won in Super V, and you won the fastest Super V trophy. You got to be ecstatic.
It's a great day. Supreme Marine dialed in all 3 boats. Can't say enough about Troy Hannon, Mikasuki Indian Gaming. Opened up their wallets. They supported everything, and it was a beautiful day.
And in Super Cat, CMS Castaway all the way.
Your Super Cat winners here in Sarasota, Team CMS. Showtime talked some smack before the race. I didn't tell you about it, but you guys had them covered.
Well, I think they had the last few races, and we had a brand new setup this race, and we were really kind of nervous going in, but the boat was perfect setup today. We couldn't ask for any better, and we knew we were pushing them hard before they took that stuff. So I'm glad they're okay, but man, it was great victory.
Another great weekend for SBI President John Carbonell.
John, the 21st year for the Suncoast Offshore Grand Prix, and as always, a great race, a great venue, and record-breaking crowds.
It was fantastic. This is the first year we did the 6-mile race course, which proved to be very exciting.
And for the first time ever, the rain's held off. We've had rain all weekend long, but not today, and I know you got to be happy about that.
Definitely. I wasn't too happy with the turtles. I think it was probably about 6 of them we saw on the race course, so that held us up for a little while and late getting started.
A great venue, and now we're headed on to another great venue, Dania Beach, in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's going to be a real exciting race. we go from one rough one here into another rough one over there in the Atlantic Ocean.
There are the beautiful trophies that were handed out here in Sarasota. Kevin, it's always a pleasure to come to your hometown. You've worked with this race for many, many years, and you always do a great job. Thanks for having us.
Well, I appreciate it. We're excited about the Superboat International APBA production coming to Sarasota every year, and we're looking forward to many more years in the future.
It was a pleasure having you on this show. We'll see you folks next week right here on OLN. I'm Stan Lane for Kevin Brown. So long.